Okay.
Welcome back, guys, to the TDTalks podcast, where we talk about all things TD, including fan projects. Like last time, we talked about TD Reunion, so we're going to talk about TD Blended, my story today, because we can.
Ooh, some self-advertising, huh?
Oh
I
yeah,
Yikes,
see
no
how it
I'm
is.
shame.
known. I'm known for that. I have no shame.
Okay, it's valid,
So
valid.
okay,
Yikes, at least have some standards, man.
Okay.
Respects the
no,
hustle.
okay. Anyways, so just some background. Total Drama Blended would be a written story, so it's not like Reunion. It's not like Revenge of the World Tour, the other two kind
Yeah,
of big fan projects. It's not
yeah,
animated.
no animation,
No, we're not
just
rich
a
enough for that, and
great
we don't have the
story.
time. We don't have the expertise. It's Total Drama rebooted. So the original series has never happened. These characters have never met before, so it's like a fresh slate. So it's like kind of like a Fangrams shuffle series in a way. The cast is kind of shuffled up. Main difference is that there's some OCs as well in there, and I'll go through the OCs for Island specifically and explain them a little bit, kind of give a little background. But the other difference is that the seasons are a bit shuffled as well. So it goes Island, Revenge, Action, Packatail, and World Tour. And after that'll be a bunch of custom seasons. I'll go through the cast of characters. So from the OG, like the original, like kind of 52 players from the original three like generations, we have Trent, Dave, Sky, Jasmine, Sean, Scarlett, Noah, Sammy, Ella, Beth, and Brick on the Screaming Gophers team, along with two OCs and Tem and Ryan. We'll discuss them later, along with Courtney, Justin, Duncan, Cameron, Zoe, Heather, Scott, Katie, Izzy, Lashana, and Beardo on the Killer Bass, with Jackson, Marilyn, and Chloe being the three OCs on that team. We'll also go into them a bit later. And today, I have decided, as the de facto owner of this series, to have my friends here make an elimination order and stuff, predictions and stuff for my free self advertising.
My
Yeah,
prediction's gonna out me as an idiot.
my predictions are literally gonna be so predictable.
Yeah.
If
So,
you put it
anyways,
on, you
so a little
nothing.
background on the five OCs. Tem is the stereotype as a city girl, very strong moral compass. Basically, if you betray her or wrong her, she is going to come after you. You're going to be number one on her hit list. She's going to take you out. All around, though, she's a really nice girl. Everything like that. Very socially inclined. And Ryan, the other screaming gopher, labeled the strategic jock. It's like very strong, like physically, but also very calculated in the mind, always trying to think ahead in the game. But it was very aggressive in gameplay, always kind of like looking for that big move to get him ahead, give him that like those jury votes. As yes, this will not be final two battle to the death esque finales. These will be jury voting, like Survivor or Big Brother. Right. Moving on to the Killer Bass OCs, you have Jackson, labeled the slasher film fan or the horror fanatic. Really loves horror, has been in horror his whole life. He's addicted to it. But he's also very tall and very physically gifted, like that. But he's also very antisocial. Something to keep track of. Marilyn, labeled the lesbian jock, has stated she's a lesbian, but she's also a jock, very strong, very physically fit.
Are there
But
three different jocks in the OCs?
I think so, but they're all very different in personality. There's
Yeah,
two
fair
jocks.
enough, fair
There's
enough.
two jocks, but they're both different in personality.
Okay.
Maryland's very cocky. Like Ryan's more down to earth. Maryland's is really cocky. Maryland's very cocky. Like she's really in the game. Really wants to win and prove everyone wrong. And her like I'd say main like pre-game rival would be Chloe, labeled the religious chick because she's very religious, very traditional, comes from a very Christian lifestyle, and very like set in her ways. And started doing predictions, and I can just laugh in the background while you guys bumble your way to idiocy.
Ooh, hold up. I think
Yeah.
There we go.
I think I'm gonna say my first boot first though. I think Beardo is gonna be gone first out of all of them.
Same.
Okay,
God.
so
I
we're all
put him in
thinking
the
Beardo.
mud, bro.
I don't think out of all people here, I think Beardo is just extremely out of place. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
I just think Beardo would make a decent first boot. Though. I mean, you definitely do have a reason to boot him off first.
This is
There's not
true.
much source material, so I mean.
And I mean, what are you really going to do? What plot are you going to give Beardo? Of all people, I mean, with some other people here, you do have like lots of potential here. I guess same with Beardo, but look, I just don't see much of him. That's my thing with it.
Yeah, fair enough. I could see maybe. I'm noticing there's a lot of Pakatu characters in this, aren't there? Katie could technically
there's
be a
7.
first boot without Sadie, you know.
Yeah, half the
True.
Pakatu cast. Anyways, so we kind of think we're thinking Beardo, Katie first boot. Anyone else kind of like have a different opinion there?
I
my
mean,
first boot is Cameron.
Cameron.
You choose
could be
Cameron.
it.
I mean,
I don't have a reason.
if Revenge of the Island was fair, Cameron would have been the first boot that season.
I mean, for me, my first and second boots are basically interchangeable. I have Noah as my second boot.
Honestly,
Just like Beardo,
Scott,
just like with Beardo,
Whoa.
3/4 elimination is literally written all over him.
Why are your first two boots? they're they're the middle of my merch. They're one after the other.
Oh boy.
Honestly, though, I
hate
say
it.
Noah.
So much.
You're thinking Noah will probably go far in a later season, but Island is not his season to play. Like,
Yeah,
wow.
Island is not his
I can-
play season.
I can say
I think Noah's character is meant to be like a comeback. I don't know, somewhat
Okay.
comeback.
I could
feeling
see
Scott
that.
might not be.
Yeah, I
like,
could see Scott going early for sure.
Yeah.
I
he's
don't
my
really
I can't-
think he would,
I can't say for a fact that like in Fangren Shuffled Island, Scott went like 14th, 15th. He went kind of early because his like strategy didn't work because he had like Alejandro and all those villains on the island with him. So this guy
Okay.
kind of got fucked. So I mean, that's a valid point.
I can't believe I
Um,
came up with an entire order. Gonna lie.
Your order is definitely interesting.
I mean, that's a nice way of saying bad. I accidentally predicted myself into a wall with Zoe and Scott.
Ooh, on the topic of Zoe, though, I think I'd say she's a mid-range.
Mid-range player. So like, what do you define as mid-range? Like 15th, 14th, or like 9th to 10th?
Well, I'd say about like
13.
I'd say about like 16 to about 11 for
Well,
So, like,
there's a
Like a late pre-merge or early merge boot.
yeah.
Well, there's 15 eliminations in the pre-merge, so 5-5-5 early, mid, late. That's how I did it, at
Yeah.
least. So I had Zoe as the last early one.
So we want to like let's just discuss like early pre-merge boots. So, like what Kato said, like the first 5. Who are you guys thinking like are the first 5 to go?
Noah, Beardo, Ella. Hold up.
Just like generally speaking,
Yeah.
who do you think's gonna go early?
Beardo, Noah, Ella, Justin, and Katie.
I have one of those.
I
Yeah, I can see Kato's. Kato has Ella.
Yeah, I have
Sammy,
Cameron,
Scott,
Noah.
Noah Beardo. Oh wait, I put Ryan. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you
um,
everything though. There could be other sides to him. There could be other sides to the other players, or they
Fair
could just
enough,
be one
fair enough.
dimensional. I didn't tell you everything. I just gave like a small little tidbit.
Because
Okay.
I imagine this Jackson guy is essentially the horror movie nerd guy from Scream, but except a jock.
Basically. Cameron, I don't see going very far. So
Yeah, I
don't know.
definitely can't see Cameron going
I only
particularly
said Cameron
far.
first boot. I only said Cameron first boot because he of all the 5 early boots made the most sense because I predicted myself into.
Yeah, you kind of screwed yourself.
I really
I can
did.
I can see your thought process as you were going down. You see like some of the earlier ones, and it's like,
Well,
yeah, you
I-
kind of screwed yourself. Okay.
You forgot Duncan. That's a sin.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Well, I wrote
And you don't-
late merge on him and then just misread when I was writing the merge.
Yeah.
No, I think
Okay.
I think Ryan's gonna get out on his own account.
You think he's gonna like
Probably.
play? You think he's gonna play too aggressively early and play himself into a hole?
Exactly.
Okay, so we kind of discussed the early merge boots where we're thinking Kato's got pretty much predicted himself into a hole with Zoe, Sean, Ellis, Scott, and Cameron. Alberto over here has kind of got a more sane one with Beardo, Ella, Noah, Ryan, and Katie. Ryan's an interesting one to me based on a stereotype. I think the idea of him playing himself into a hole early actually makes sense.
I had what was
He had Cameron.
You had Cameron, I think, in the early 5. So it's kind of going mid pre-merge here. So so it's like 23rd to like 19th because of like plot irrelevance.
Yeah, I know you respect the gameplay too much. Not that that's factored into my thing that much. But
I'm okay. So I'm looking through the 23rd through 19th. I think 4 of the 5 are gameplay, and one vote does involve gameplay, but the person who's eliminated was just bad in the challenge. Actually, no, I think I'm very gameplay oriented in my thinking. I'm not going to eliminate someone because they're just irrelevant to the plot.
Hold up, who's the double boot again? Well, what place?
14th and 15th, right before the merge. If I'm thinking like early boot, right? If like I don't really want you to plot, but I want to make it like gameplay oriented. Why you went out, right? That's where I'm at. Like the second boot, I didn't really involve them in the plot that much, but it's like I'm gonna have them get out gameplay oriented, like have them get targeted for like, certain reasons. Pretty much the same. Why do I see? God! Question mark! Exclamation point! Question. that's the fun. He's like Scott. No.
Scott.
Honestly, though, I'm just still thinking like 4th, 15th, and 14th boot. I don't know why, but I can just see Sean and Jackson in double elimination.
So who's like your guys' mid pre-range boot? Who's your guys like mid pre-range boots? Like who's gonna get eliminated? Who's gonna get 23rd through 19th? Who's gonna get like eliminated because maybe they did bad in a challenge, or maybe they're gonna get eliminated because they might be a threat come merge? It's like that shaky little spotlight.
Yeah.
No one too obvious, but no one too like shocking.
Well, I've got Chloe, Beth, Trent, Izzy, and Sammy in the order of first boot to last. Because I think all of them would be relevant.
Trent sticks out to me. Out of all of them, I think Trent
will be relevant, but not like
insanely relevant.
I don't see Izzy making it past midnight.
No one likes Trent. Like, I see Alberta on Trent 18. I got news over here Trent at 23.
I mean, for my reason for Trent, I just don't see him doing much here.
I don't see Trent having a plot that would be sufficient enough for him to get anywhere past merge, let alone not past the first 5.
Such a normal guy.
Honestly, for me, I just treat Trent in my way by just like a free parking spot.
Free parking
spot.
Honestly, I could literally kick out Trent anywhere here. He could literally just blend in the background.
Yeah.
Blended in the background.
No, let's just eliminate Trent in 9th place.
I really like the idea of Izzy being a focus in a season, but like I don't.
Is this the season that she deserves it?
Happening in this season, no.
Yeah. Because I mean, I've said this so many times, but this cast is fucking loaded.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It's a loaded cast. Like, someone really good is going to get eliminated early because either they played themselves in a hole, they just got screwed, or it's loaded with either a potentially good player or already good players to begin with. So I guess moving on to that, it'd be like a late pre-merge boot. So 18th through 14th.
I've already Sean, Jackson, Brick, Merrill, and Ella.
Yeah.
I think I should put Ella.
I'm seeing Kato up here with Duncan not making merge. I'm disrespectful.
I'm disappointed.
Disgrace.
The disrespect.
Like
yeah, I wrote late merge next to him originally and then just forgot about him when I wrote the merge first. So I apologize for my sins.
Anyway, I'm seeing all of you put Sean as like a late pre-merge boot. Any particular reason for that?
Because Jasmine is in this season.
No, I just see Sean getting eliminated. I just see Sean getting eliminated alongside Jackson.
Sean's just a really powerful character, and like he can pull off a lot of stuff. So I think if you can use his character correctly, you can get pretty far.
No, we could literally get a Dave finale.
We can do anything here.
Heckin' Dave finale would be epic.
I have Dave late merge.
Honestly, I have Dave first boot and merge because I literally forgot about him.
I feel like this wouldn't be Dave's season.
I like the idea of Dave challenge beasting, but this isn't the season for that.
Yeah. Okay,
Honestly,
I'm gonna question this here.
Dave this season like DJ and Highland. He basically didn't do much, but he did just enough to keep under the radar and make it to merge.
Kato, quick question.
Yeah.
Why Courtney at 16th?
Because I ran out of people. Because I wrote all the merge people, and I was like, I didn't write the word merge next to Courtney. Oh well, guess I'll put a late pre-merge. She was gonna be in Duncan's place, but then I had the whole Duncan mix up. So
Okay, Noobs, I have a question for you. Ella at 14th.
Yeah.
How the hell did she make it that far?
I was thinking, you were talking about potential or whatnot. So I was thinking, what if you actually did something with Ella that makes her exist? And I don't remember if Sugar's not in this, so if she does something this season, because honestly, people always ramble about her potential. What if you actually do something with that?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like the saltiness of like people ramble on about her potential. How about something happens with it?
Yeah,
exactly.
I feel like you're writing a fan fiction, you could definitely actually do something with the potential of Ella. I'm definitely one of the people that.
But here's my thing, right? Like with all of these characters, if they get booted early, there's always the later seasons that they can come back and actually enact on that potential.
You've got what, like 20 seasons planned for this?
I've got 10 that we're probably going to definitely do, but like after that, we could go to 20. But if we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. We for sure we got If we do, we do. We don't, we don't. Yeah. Basically, we're saying if 10 people that could have won are going to get screwed over if we don't go that far.
Okay, I hate to ask such a blunt question, but is this going to be like is this going to have good writing?
I'm offended.
Wow, he calls you out.
Like, is this gonna be like a story I can sit down and read and be like, yeah, this is a good time, a good.
I'm saying right now, there's a team of like 10, 11 writers on this. So if this isn't good writing, I will be disappointed.
Okay, look,
he has been called out.
Never mind that. I have faith in a team of 5 to 10 writers.
Let's talk early merge. Let's talk early merge boots here. It's like 13th to like 8th.